Hi, and welcome back to Stop Being Sold. My name is Michelle, and I'm here with Brian. And in today's video, we're discussing steps you can take to successfully navigate the homeowner's insurance claim nightmare.
Yeah.
Specifically, we're going to talk about we'll cover the normal steps or the steps in your claims process. And then we're going to offer some tips on what to do when the insurance company pushes back on your claim.
Exactly. Michelle, from hail to wind and
Yeah.
lightning and multiple tornadoes, the storm season's
Season's
already
here.
off to a wild start. So, and there's been a lot of damage already,
Yeah.
but think about this though, adding to them problems, insurers have a shortage of workers, and sometimes they hire part-time workers to meet large claims in a big area.
Yep.
These people may or may not have any experience in the field of insurance, and they bring them from out of state sometimes. And then next, contractors may be limited, especially if there's a lot of claims in one area. And the third big issue that we've got right now is, what about the supply constraints that may make your claims drag on longer than expected? Contractors are still waiting to get your replacement supplies right now because of the shortages. So
some might call it the perfect storm. Sorry.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a dad joke.
That was a good one.
Thank you. So all joking aside, I know your home recently got hit by some hail, and you've been dealing with the insurance company and your claims.
Definitely. Yeah, it was horrible. And think about this. Okay, first of all, the hail damage. Imagine 3 inches of hail at 3 o'clock in the morning. It sounds like there's 10,000 people on your roof beating with a ball-peen hammer.
Right.
But one thing I did, and take note of this. First thing I did was I got out my cell phone and I made a video of
Smart.
the hail coming down for the claim. That way you got proof, right? And then I filed
Proof
my
that 3 inches of hail is hitting your roof.
Yeah, it looks like a snowstorm out there in Texas to boot. So, but anyways, so I filed my claim. Now, here's a little personal story for you guys, if you don't know who I am, okay? Because my insurer doesn't know who I am. I own an insurance agency. Plus, I'm a financial advisor for almost 25 years now between both businesses, right?
Right.
Well, my insurance practice is in my corporation name,
Sure.
not in my personal name. So when I filed my claim, I'm filing my claim as a consumer.
Sure.
Well, this is what happened to me as a consumer. So here comes, after I filed my claim, started the claims process, I get a low ball offer, of course, from my adjuster. And of course, I knew it was low ball because, well, I'm in Texas, and 5 years earlier, I had another hail claim that had to replace the roof. So I knew what the damage was back then.
Yeah.
Well, they were several $1,000s lower than what the previous claim was to begin with. And me thinking off the top of my head, I know that the prices are higher, and we had added a section to the roof. So additional 700 square foot of roof coverage,
yeah.
Right? So I hired a contractor who submitted his estimate, and his was $12,000 higher than the lowball offer.
Okay.
And so back and forth, I've stayed out of the picture, let them work on it, because that's what you want to do. Let your insurance company and your contractor come together. Well, after watching a series of emails between the two of them, about a week went along, and all of a sudden my insurer sends me a letter. It's called a reservation of rights letter. And in there it states their position. Basically, in a nutshell, their position is, this letter is a notification from my insurer that it reserves the right to deny this claim at a later date.
Wow.
So at this time, I stepped out of the consumer realm. I responded with my facts, and the adjuster still set up what's called a competitive bid,
Sure.
so
For
she
your
sends
claim.
an
Yeah.
another adjuster. Well, they didn't come in to do a competitive bid. I get a phone call from a different contractor that I don't know with a work order from my insurance company to replace my roof today
What?
without my knowledge and at their
At their rate.
pre-negotiated rate, not what my roofer did. So basically I told that contractor, please don't show up to my house because, things would get nasty, of course. So at this time I called my adjuster and I let her know who I was.
Yeah.
I was no longer a consumer. I was an
Right.
agency owner, and that I needed to speak to her supervisor.
Sure.
I was not going to allow any insurer to do this ever to any of our clients.
Yeah.
And that is why I go in as a consumer to test these insurance companies, because we work with a multitude of insurance
Sure.
companies. Look, if we got a claim, you're going to test me first. And this is how we test. And this adjuster was furious with Brian.
Oh, how funny.
And said, oh my gosh, why are you doing this? Why didn't you
would
tell me who you were? And I'm thinking, this is how I test you. If you're going to screw me over, you're going to do the same thing to my clients. And maybe we need to be taking our business elsewhere.
For sure.
And we're talking, this is a Fortune 500 insurer. So, and this is the biggest reason behind today's video. We understand firsthand what you are going through. I did it. I've did it multiple times. I hate to have to use that card that I'm the agency owner, but this is how we check and vet these insurers to make sure that we want them to represent our customers. So,
jeez, what a mess. I love how they expect you to tell them up front so that they can treat you differently, which it should never be that way.
Should never be that way. Should never be that way.
Wow. Well, okay. So you've given us 2 tips already. This is outside the normal claim. Well, maybe it is in the normal claims process, but you said take out a video camera and try to record the damage as it's happening. If it's a tornado, please don't do that.
Yeah,
go downstairs. Don't be stupid.
Please.
Please. But there's that one. And then also letting the contractor and the insurer do their thing and just monitor it. So those are really great tips. So I want to go over first, I want to talk about the steps in the claim process and what people need to know before we get into okay, what happens when they're pushing back. But real quick, if you like the content of this video, if you like Brian's story, if you like Brian's blue shirt, hit that like button.
Oh,
and also, don't forget to subscribe.
Blue is for calm.
It is for calm. Yeah, breathe. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss another video from us. All right, so let's start in. What do people need to know about just the basic claims process? Let's go through this.
Okay. Number 1, Michelle, get safe. The first step you should do in any insurance claims process is to make sure you and your family are safe first. This should be your number 1 priority.
Got it.
Second step, report the loss. You should call your insurance company. That's what they're there to do. All insurers have a dedicated claims line for you to call. So you're not on hold. Claims, they'll answer the phone a lot quicker than customer service. Remember that. Okay. And if you don't have that number, contact your agent to assist you in filing that claim. But you should have that on your actual insurance card. We'll have a claims number. So third, document your loss. You heard me talking about the video during the process of the hailstorm, right? Well, now here you need to protect yourself during the claims process. You take pictures or make videos of all the damages that have occurred during this loss claim. Now, let me tell you something. Don't disregard the simplest thing that may be broken, because there's value to it. Okay. This is your stuff. Oh, I was going to get rid of that. No, it's all right. Make sure you document everything. And do this, take pictures before cleaning up any of the damages.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll need that proof later on. God forbid this ever goes to a court hearing or something, you know?
You have to time state. I mean, I know we have cell phones and I guess they do that for us, but you have to like put out, is it, do you need to go as far as like put up today's newspaper or show something that's
No, just document it. Just make sure you document them pictures, and your phone will show it anyways.
Yeah.
If you shoot it on your camera phone, you know, it's going to document the date that picture was taken. So, and as long as it was after the claims process or after the damage was done, yes. So be careful with that. Only use the pictures that you take after the damage has been done. So, and put them into a personal inventory list. Document everything. Start looking for receipts of what you may have paid for that, even if it was several years old. You need that stuff in the future. So the more that you can provide, it's going to be more valuable to you in the future if your insurer pushes back on your claim. Do everything you can do to protect yourself during the claim, just in case.
Sure.
So remember, insurance company's job is to make you whole again. Okay.
That's their job.
That's the key. You're not after trying to make a profit here. Because that's when they really push back. Your goal is, you just want to be made whole again. That's why you pay.
You want your new roof and you want it done right.
Right. The next step after you've done this, the insurer is going to assign an adjuster to investigate your loss. Okay. The adjuster is going to call you, introduce themselves, and give you all the information that you need to contact them during the claims process. Then their job starts. They're going to go review your insurance policy to verify your coverage and determine what your deductible will be. Sometimes they'll do that with you over the phone during that first conversation. They'll say, do you have time to speak right now? This is what we need to do. Next step is they're going to come and inspect your home to assess the damages. Damage is determined then, and then a written estimate of your claim will be provided to you. If you don't understand the estimate, please ask. Make sure you ask questions. Also, when they come to do the estimate, have someone there that can explain what happened and watch what the adjuster's doing. This is your home. You need to be involved in the process. So.
All right. What's the next? If
it looks like a low ball offer, don't do anything yet, because we'll cover that section when we get to hiring your contractor. So the insurer is going to make an initial payment now after they do their assessment. Okay. Now,
real quick, let's just back it up. So the initial assessment comes out. If you know what's going on and we're all in agreement, then the insurer makes the initial payment. If there is a problem, like in your case, where it was lowballed and you knew it, that's when you stop. There's no initial payment going on.
Oh, no. The initial payment still comes out.
It does still come out. Okay.
It does still come out because that's their initial assessment. They're going to send their initial
and so
assessment.
What you're going to war over is the difference. So
the difference. And this is common. Expect a lowball offer. This is common because they're going to look. It's easier for them to put their offer out, their estimate, and wait on your contractor to come back with theirs, and then they work with the contractor. So that's what's going to happen. But they will send that initial check. So like in my case, I believe it was $22,000 they sent. Okay.
Got it.
Now, when that check comes, the check was made payable to me, my wife, and my mortgage company, because I have a mortgage on the home. So if you have one, it's going to be paid to every party involved, minus your deductible. They're going to subtract off your deductible off the top. Okay. So here's the scenario. You get this check. You can't go deposit this check. You need to call your mortgage company if you have a mortgage.
You both have to sign.
They must sign on the back of it. Your bank will not let you deposit that check into your bank account without a stamp from your mortgage company signing off on it.
Okay.
Okay. And sometimes your mortgage company may issue a new check in your name only, and your spouse if you're married. So,
Sure.
but you need to contact your mortgage company to see their process for signing this check. And then once they, like mine was, I had to mail it to them. They overnight it back to me the very next day with their stamp on the back of it. And then I could deposit the check.
Got it.
Then I went to hire the next step, which was to hire the contractor. So,
Okay. All right.
now this is, now remember, you've got the right to choose who your contractor is.
Not
Do
the
not
insurer.
ever let an insurer tell you that you have to use their preferred vendors. That is wrong. Now, if you don't know a contractor, you could say, yes, let me look at your preferred vendor list, and then I will contact them. Okay, so this is your decision, not the insurer.
Right.
So now you've got your contractor. You need to get a written estimate from the contractor and get it to your insurer as soon as possible. Usually what happens though is that contractor will send you and the insurer together an email with their estimate. So that way you're CC'd in on it. You've got a copy of it.
Okay.
So, and there's going to be a difference between the contractor's estimate and your insurer's estimate. So expect it. So again, note, the insurance company cannot force you to use their approved contractors, and some will try to do that.
Yeah.
That's just a little.
It goes back to just know the rules and know your rights.
Right. This is about your home. So you got to feel comfortable with the contractor too. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens next is your contractor is going to send in the supplemental cost to the insurer. Now, supplemental costs are any additional cost above what the original estimate was from your insurer.
Okay.
And so your insurer is going to work with your contractor back and forth to determine if, these supplements are in line with normal cost or repair today. The insurer then will pay the contractor or you the difference, or they may dispute the cost.
Got it. Okay.
So in my case, they disputed the cost until we went through the process and got a supervisor involved. And then guess what? All of a sudden another check ends up in the mail.
Right.
Imagine that. So now, once the work is completed, your contractor completes the job and you will pay the contractor any amount your insurance company has paid you, as well as your deductible.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That's
So those are the steps of how it works. What happens if the insurance company pushes back on the new estimate and you're not Brian and you don't own an insurance company?
Yeah. Here's what happens now. You don't own an insurance agency. They may ask that an independent appraiser come in to settle the dispute. But you're also allowed to go hire a public adjuster who works for you and not for the insurance company. And it's kind of like a mediation back and forth until the claim is finally settled. So,
okay. All right. So can you offer some tips on how to make that process go smoothly when there is this pushback?
Yeah. And well, even without a pushback, the easiest thing to do is, number one, know and understand your policy details.
Got it.
Read your documents. This is a summary of your benefits. If you don't understand something in your policy, ask.
Sure.
Call your agent and ask them if you'd rather speak to them instead of the actual insurance company. Go to the agent who wrote you the policy.
Well, it also sounds like, again, this is not a very sexy thing to do, and it is not fun, and it is probably not priority number one for anyone. Right. But it sounds like, especially if you live in an area, like Texas, or you're in the South or the Midwest where these storms are coming, or even fires. If you're in an area that's prone to natural disasters more than others, read your policy beforehand, have that number ready to go. Because some of this, if you have I don't know what 3 inches of hail damage actually can do, but I'm assuming it's a lot of damage.
Oh, imagine taking out miles of roof line.
Exactly. Yeah.
Miles of roof
and
lines.
like, you can't, you'll let that go too long. You don't know what to do. You're fumbling around in the event of this emergency just happened. It's the more water that keeps coming, the worse the damage is going to be. Right. So
You're
it's
exactly
about
right.
being proactive. Okay. So that was the first thing. You went through that. Know and understand your policy details. What's another tip?
Okay. So you're going through this process, right? You've had a claim.
Mhm.
Grab a notepad, and I want you to document every person you speak to on the phone, the name, the time you called them, how long you were on hold, if they transferred you to a different
Sure.
department, if you went to a supervisor. This includes from your original claims associate, your agent, your adjuster, whoever you speak to. Just document it. Please document it. Look, this is your home, and you need to protect you and your family here.
Sure.
And
your
everything
stuff
that
from
you can
getting
do.
more ruined.
Yes.
I mean, come on. All right. So document everything. And then like, what else? Are there any more tips?
Yeah, again, I'll say it again, document every step of the claim.
Okay.
From the damages to the conversations with every party involved. That includes your contractor too. Because remember, we're also working for you. Your insurance company's working for you, but so is your contractor. Your contractor's got to finish your job to your satisfaction. Remember that this is your home and it's on the line. So make it a point to keep involved in every step of the process.
Perfect.
That's simple.
All right. And also I will add a step 4, breathe. Breathe.
Blue for calm.
Right. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Well, this has been really great. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I learned a lot. I hope if anyone stuck around, for the people who stuck around, I should say to the very end, I hope you enjoyed this content. Leave us questions below if you have them, if you have comments, whatever. We're always responding to those. And again, like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another video from us. Thank you, Brian. And thank you everyone for watching.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.